What up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's your guy, SumnSumnSumn. Hit the keys. Here today to do a quick review and demonstration over Pianoverse by IK Multimedia. Make sure if you guys do like this content, though, you drop a whole elbow on that like button, hit subscribe and that notification bell so every time we bring you guys a new video, you can be the first to see. But with no further delay, let's get right into Pianoverse, baby. SumnSumnSumn, hit the key. All right, guys, so when you open up Pianoverse, it's going to look like this. You have 4 different pianos to choose from, depending on which ones that you get. I will let you guys know that each one of these downloads is pretty hefty. They are about 23 gigabytes for each one of the pianos. So I've only downloaded 2 here for this demonstration. I've got the Concert Grand and I've got the Royal Upright. And so then you can pick the piano that you want. Obviously over here, you're gonna see different kind of presets. They break the presets down by moods, music genre, all that other stuff like that. I've gotten this piano pulled up, the upright here for the demonstration. But as you look here, you're gonna get different things like space. So it's gonna be like the spaces that all the pianos sit in. As you look down here at the bottom, there's a whole bunch of different spaces in which they can sit in, which is going to give you a different sound for that piano. You have your mix right here, so you can control the compression, how the mics are set up, whether they're close or far, so on and so forth. Your EQ, you can control your sends here. You're also going to have effects here. So you're going to have different effects that you can use from choral to this convo morph, which is like a reverb, a delay, your filter, your lo-fi, overdrive, particles, relab, rephase, saturation, shimmer, and vintage plate. We'll go through all that here in just a moment. So I did make a sample little beat using this piano. It's not mixed down as always. You'll see here I use Pianoverse for the main melody and for the main chords, but I did use a guitar and some other instruments in here to fill out the beat. Let's go. So that's the sample little beat that I put together for you guys today. Let's go ahead and hop back into Pianoverse and check this thing out. So I did use the Royal Upright there for the melody on this beat. So this is just what the piano sounded like by itself. So it sounds pretty fire. We can hop it up an octave just to see what it sounds like. If it's, you know what I'm saying, some brighter notes. So it sounded like this. All right, so what's cool about here down at the bottom is that you have tune, you have transpose, your notes, you have space, which is basically the space that it's sitting in. You can turn that up or down. You've got tone, you've got compression. And then obviously you can control the effects right here, so you can turn those on or off. So I'm gonna turn those off just for 1 second so you guys can actually hear the space. So this is what the piano just sounds like by itself with no effects. But now if I turn this space on, let's turn this up. So that's pretty cool. And again, you can change the space that it's sitting in. So you've got all these different spaces that you can use, like you've got this live venue right here. Now, some of the spaces are going to give you like effects that you can control on the side. So you see here, you've got different stuff going on in the background. So if I hold down the notes, Now that's pretty solid. What we can do is we can come here and we can check out each one of these effects singly to see what they do. So let's go ahead and turn the space back up, and we can start right here with the raise. So we'll just turn the raise up. So that's pretty cool. We got cicadas over here as well, so we can turn these up. So depending on the space that you're using, it may have this and it may not. We'll go ahead and come over here to this opera house right here. And again, we can turn the space down and we can just basically dial this in as much as we want. You have different stuff, so we'll keep going. As we see here, we have different studios, chapels, we have a seafloor, so we can hop underwater with this thing. So that's pretty cool. And as you can see here, we can control the waves, we can control the depth, we can control all that other stuff. So let's just go ahead and turn these waves up for just a second. So that's pretty cool. Again, we can mess with the depth and all this other stuff. We'll go ahead and check out a few more of these atmospheres or these spaces. So we have a mansion right here. Let's check out this vintage studio. You also have these effects over here, and these effects are what's dope for me because the effects have all kinds of different stuff. Like you have shimmer. So, you know, we can turn this on real quick. And then we have this convolution reverb right here. So we can turn this on. Now, what's solid about this is, as you see here, you can make it morph in between basically two different effects. So you have these effects right here. So you have like pads, you have particles, you have resonance, return, rhythmic, all that good stuff right there. So let's go ahead and hit this crystal, and you can make it focus on A versus B. So as you see here, and then you can control the dry wet. So you can hear that little noise that's kicking in after the piano. We can turn that up. So just, you can get so creative with this plugin. You can do so much. Another thing that I like is right here, they have this relab. And so in this relab, you can add saturation, wow, flutter, snaps, noise, and all that good stuff. So you can make it kind of lo-fi'd out. But we can turn this up if we want to. We can turn that saturation up. We can turn the wow and the flutter up. What's also dope is they have LFOs down here, and it's really easy to assign your LFOs. So I can just click on this, and then I can just tap on the saturation, and now I have the LFO on the saturation. And you can do that for whatever you want. So you can assign the saturation to whatever you want. You still have more effects over here. So you got this choral effect right here. And this effect is pretty dope as well. We can turn up the rate a little bit though. So let's come back over here to Choral and check out some more effects. We have the Saturator X right here, so we can basically add distortion to it. And there's different kinds of saturation styles. So you have tape, you have tubes, you have solid state, all that other stuff. Now with this, if you turn this gain up, it's gonna sound really distorted. So make sure that you're paying attention to your output versus your gain so that you don't go too hard. Now, once I turn this on though, so what I'd like to do is turn this output down a little bit and then push this gain if I was gonna use it. And then what you can do too is you can use the dry wet knob in between in order to balance that out. Again, there are different kinds of saturation types. Then you also have these envelopes as well. So you can throw these envelopes on stuff. So like, let's say we wanna throw this envelope right over here on the echo. And then we can make the attack come back a little bit. So again, just super fire, super fire. I know you guys have been waiting to hear some of these presets, so I'm gonna go ahead and hop on here and let you guys hear some of the presets. So I will show you this. Here is another con, is that depending on your computer, it may take a while for this to load up because the sample libraries are so big. So it's gonna take this long in order for the sound to load up, just depending on your computer. I have seen some computers work faster. Also got this little happy beat. I did get this from Cymatics, but I wanted to just make sure that I could play something that had a lot of emphasis and a lot of notes. One more thing that I did forget to mention earlier is that this plugin is pretty CPU intensive. So that is something to pay attention to if it's something that you do want to grab, because it is going to take a lot of CPU usage from your computer. All right, so let's go ahead and check out some of the presets here from the Concert Grand Piano. So let's go ahead and just pick some of these at random. That one sounded kind of fire to me. I'm not even gonna hold you. All right, guys, so that's what I got for you guys today. What are my final thoughts on Pianoverse by IK Multimedia? I would say that it is a very fire piano plugin. The piano sounds wonderful for me. I didn't mention earlier, I believe they use some kind of robot or technology in order to sample all these keys because they are very velocity sensitive. You definitely get every detail of the notes when you're playing them, which is something that I like. I love all the effects. I love the fact that you can put all this stuff in space and just get different textures and tones and just do some different stuff that you could typically do with a piano plugin. I definitely have to mention the cons though. The cons are the fact that the libraries are 20 gigabytes. So you have to make sure that you have space on your hard drive for these, or you're gonna have to get an SSD to put them on your SSD. The load times are just a little bit long for me. That's not a problem at all. I'm not really worried about, you know, a 15, 20-second load time. To me, that's not really that big of a deal. I know some people say it messes up their workflow, but for me, I'm like 15 seconds. I mean, that's not gonna make or break your times. And then I also have to mention the CPU usage because if you have a computer that's basically a potato and it won't run anything, this might not be the plugin for you because you might not be able to run it because of the CPU. But if you have a modern computer, I have an Acer 3 Swift that I'm using right now. It runs it fine. So if you have something like that, it's not spec'd out or anything like that. It's just your basic computer and it works fine on that. So those are my thoughts on the plugin. I would definitely recommend it. I'm definitely going to use it. You guys are going to see me using it on streams or in demonstrations, so on and so forth. So make sure if you guys do like this content though, you drop a whole elbow on that like button. Hit subscribe and that notification bell so every time we bring you guys a new video, you can be the first to see. Appreciate you guys' time as always, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
Some, hit the key.